I'm Natalia Lobach, and this is Change Course. I love change. Whenever I walk into a new organization where I'm going to be working on a change, and I hear somebody say, I love change, that is a huge red flag for me. And let me tell you why, because it's not the reason that you think. When I was a new change manager, I fell for this, but it only takes once. And after that, you learn your lesson. So I'm hoping to share this with you so that you can learn from my mistakes and hopefully don't make the same mistakes I do. When you are walking into an organization as a change manager, you are the harbinger of disruption, discomfort, and maybe even, from the perspective of some people, destruction. So the people that approach you right at the beginning of your change initiative, before you have even started, these folks will usually come up to you and say, I love change. I'm so happy you're here. This is the best thing ever. I'm so excited. And the truth is that nothing could be further than the truth. We as humans are hardwired to not like change. None of us like change, especially change that is happening to us. And so we have to remember that we like homeostasis. Change is there's a huge cognitive debt that happens when you implement change. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of discomfort. It's hard. And so people who like to ensure that change is not happening to them, but that they are part of the change, are often the ones who will step out right in the beginning and say, I love change. I want to be a part of this. And here's where you need to be cautious. A lot of the time, what can happen here, and I'm putting on the connected change 5-element lens, is that you're starting to experience your first instance of politics with a side dish of power and influence. So often what happens is the people who come up and approach you right at the beginning because they want to be a part of change are actually looking to build a relationship with you to influence the change in some way for their favor, or, so that they have some control over what's happening. People do not like change happening to them. And maybe these folks have had a past. I don't know. I mean, certainly in my experience, there can be a past of difficult change in organizations. And so this idea that they want to align with you, they want to show that they have affiliation, they want to show that they love change, they like it, they want to be a part of it, to me is a red flag for the reasons I just explained. So how do you handle this? Here's where you have to walk that fine line and do that dance between what you need to accomplish and the key relationships and people that you need to bring along with you. Sometimes these folks can be in positions of power, and in that case, pay close attention to that. It's important then to continue to cultivate the relationship, but remember that you are here to support a very specific process. And as I said in previous episodes, you're not always there to make friends. You have an objective and something that you're trying to achieve, and that may go against personal desires or sentiments of some of these individuals. So ensure that you're aligning very closely with your sponsors. Ensure that you understand the relationship between your sponsors and these people that may have approached you right in the beginning. Ask about them. Find out as much as you can in order to inform how best to work with them going forward. And I did say work with. That's an important point. Make sure that you're aligning with the change objectives, and that's really clear from your sponsorship and leadership team, that you know exactly what you need to achieve as part of this change and that you're supporting it to the best of your ability. Others will come along and try to influence you. Others will come along and say, well, what about this? Or try to offer you something compelling. And truthfully, you've got to make your own call. So these individuals that come out of the woodwork and say, I love change, I want to be a part of it, they have the potential to be some of your largest resistors. Why? Because they're obviously incredibly invested in what is happening in this change. Otherwise, they wouldn't be running towards you to get in front of whatever disruption you're going to be bringing. So in this case, you do have to cultivate a strong relationship with these individuals. You have to work on that relationship, but also ensure that you're fulfilling your mandate. And this is where you've got to walk that fine line. If you think there can be some benefit there to help you understand the organization or other people or what is happening or any specific context, maybe their team or other things, absolutely work with them through that. And I would suggest keeping these individuals either through personal or formal relationships as part of the initiative and continue to help them work through their fears and anxieties around change. You have to walk this fine line. It's always going to be about ensuring that those relationships are on a good standing, but you always need to understand who the people are that you are working with, who and what that change is that you need to stay true to what the goals and objectives of the change are, and be wary of influence that may come through some of these relationships and some of these individuals. I have to tell you that in every organization that I've gone into, in every change that I've implemented, there's always been at least one, if not several, of these individuals coming forward. And how can you tell who it is or where they're coming from? Honestly, I find that a lot of individuals who are change averse tend to congregate into organizations that are very focused on delivering same product, same quality consistently over time. That could be service or product. So organizations that focus on that will tend to find people or attract people who are of that phenotype. They can be very afraid of change. The other thing is, you could have an organization that is very innovative and very good at change. And there's always going to be components of that organization that are in service to that mission. So for me, it would be back office services. That's a clue. So look at those areas of the organization that bring stability, bring process, bring consistency to that creative or innovative venture that you may be working with. That's where I find a lot of these individuals come to the fore. They sort of appear out of these areas of the organization. And so you'll be able to see them when they approach you and when they come forward. For me, I've figured out through the long career that I've had that sometimes it's just the way things are in the organization. You just sort of have to work through it, but that you want to be wary of people who say, I love change. This is what I'm so happy you're here. This is going to be amazing. Because ultimately, the promise of change is the promise of disruption. You're coming in as the disruptor, as someone who is promising that change is going to occur. Disruption and discomfort are part of the things that you symbolize. And so for individuals who are more change averse, who are scared of change, but maybe don't want to show it, they'll present themselves as someone who's just like you. So I hope that this analysis of some of these personalities or individuals that come out of organizations is helpful for you, and how to work with and handle some of these folks can be the work of a lifetime. I'll put it that way. So good luck. Thank you for listening. If you liked what you heard, I invite you to like, share, rate, and subscribe because it helps others find us. Change Course is brought to you by Chart House Advisory Services and ConnectedChange.com. Our music is Levity by Emily Clausen. Show notes have moved. We're now at ConnectedChange.com. So visit us there under the Change Course podcast page, and you'll find a list of all the resources that I've mentioned here today. While you're visiting us, sign up for the Change Navigator newsletter. You'll keep on top of all things change, and every month we are sharing exclusive content and resources only with our subscribers. So don't miss out. Sign up at ConnectedChange.com. Thank you for listening, and remember, it's never too late to change course.